So cool.
Yeah, but that's good. I'll do too. She's gonna sit there.
Practice, yeah, because I'm gonna need to record it and listen to it and sing it and remember what I'm supposed to sing.
And I don't know if it's because I chose it to serve them. So I'm trying to figure out if I can cut and paste into a PDF. So I need to try write something I do have Word for that, so I can play with that a little bit, but I thought, oh, this is
You gotta trust it. You're right, it does. It took much easier. I'm serious. Anyway, good morning.
yeah, and get it.
Because I'm doing it from a phone, I wasn't able to format it to where the way I envision
It is sitting in there, yes. I did top with an area
Yeah.
to answer, bottom with an area to answer.
Yeah, and then just fold it under it. Okay. That's what I was thinking. I was like, that would be good. That way, when they got it done, the very first thing they see was this did something.
Yep.
So, yeah, rather than just some random pictures.
Yeah.
Good morning. How you doing? I'm good. How are you? Yay! One of the first things when we pack up, we went back.
Yes. Do they have drum circles here?
There are some drum circles here. I mean, if I'm coming back, I would like to provide more of that. Like, because I could teach people about the drum they're playing and help them understand a little bit of the logistics, because I never played this drum. I saw those ones that look like propane tanks, those little hand drums, and I thought, what a professional one costs. So then I found this brand, Buddha, and I'm like, well, I'm going to do it, because I play like saxophone, guitar,
Yeah.
and so I'd never played this. I started practicing because it's in a scale.
Yeah.
So
Very cool. I haven't, I'm here playing it when I was like, middle school, and I haven't played it, so I learned, all that stuff, and I so much laughs because if music starts,
yes.
and then my other
Florida?
we have a lot of girls who go
To the beach and you play?
and like we get 30, 40 people and a drum circle.
But may I ask, I don't mean to interrupt by any means, Nancy, right? Janet, sorry, Leslie. May I ask what the name of that instrument is?
So this is called a slit tongue, a hand pan. So the hand pan is that's metal. The top is made of brass, and the bottom is made of aluminum to resonate the sound. And so since it's a slit tongue, I can play with loud or I have my hand. Yeah.
It does have a scale, but that's just like,
I got this from the place, but you can purchase like standard drums or like guitar centers or other like crystal shops, but they're not going to be like made of aluminum. Yes. You were just asking about that.
Oh, were you serious?
like that's what the first thing kept doing. Because I didn't bring my drum yet, come back and bring my drum.
Yeah, whenever you
Amy from the Pepsi Hammer.
she works so it's like every other day. And it's free.
To play that song?
Yeah, but I want to.
Let's do it. Yeah.
And you just get a beat going.
Yes, that right there.
Yeah, automatic. Okay.
Yeah, that is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
No, I was telling you.
I'm kidding. Just teasing.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'd like to welcome you all to Unity. And Unity is this unity of the Mojave Valley. Unity is a global, inclusive spiritual community offering practical tools and uplifting resources to help people of all walks of life apply positive spiritual principles in their daily lives. If you have not already, I would like to remind you to turn off your cell phones so we don't disturb things. And did you know that river dance was first performed by an Irish family with a wife, 7 daughters, and 1 bathroom?
I see that.
A woman's husband asked her why she spoke so quietly in the house. She told him it was because she was afraid someone might be listening. He laughed. She laughed. Alexa laughed. Siri laughed. Smart TV laughed. And the car in the garage laughed, and the Wi-Fi router blinked twice. And in an elementary school class was visiting a local police station on a field trip. Now, while walking through the building, the officer stopped in front of a wall displaying the 10 most wanted fugitives and began telling the class about the display. He pointed to the photo at the top and said, "This man here is currently the most wanted criminal in the United States." One of the little girls, who had a name tag of Becky, raised her hand and asked, "So he's the most wanted fugitive in the whole country?" The officer nodded and said, "That's right. Becky. And the boy and the little girl thought about that for a moment, and she looked at the photo again, and she looked up at him, and she asked him, then why didn't you keep hold of him when you took his picture?
Good perspective.
Good morning. Two announcements. One is this afternoon, our workshop, and I know we've been talking about this for a few weeks. For anyone who's new, who hasn't heard this, I want you to know that Tina Jett from LifeWire, she has a studio, healing studio right up Hancock here, and she's been here a number of times to offer her different skills and talents and wisdom. And she's coming this afternoon. She's got a creative writing circle journey for us from 1 to 2:30. An intimate writing circle to help navigate life challenges or simply explore new realms of imagination. And we talked about last week what a wonderful tool that writing can be in our healing process. And so join us. We'd love to have you. One other thing. We're going to start a talk series on Ken Daigle's newest book. Some of us are big fans of Ken Daigle. We, from time to time, will do, well, usually once a month, we'll have a recorded message, and we always tend to want something from Ken. He's the senior Unity minister at Unity San Francisco. And so he has a lot of wisdom to share, and he put a lot of it in this book, and it's something actually that Barry and Kathy and I are studying every morning. And you know, when you're learning something, in fact, my dad always used to say, if you want to learn something, teach it. So we're going to do this series, talk series on unapologetic manifestation. Starting soon.
Yay!
Reaping and sowing my divinity. It's my path, it's my purpose, it's my claim. Living as a loving light, I'm walking my true name. It's my path, it's my purpose, it's my claim. So when you see me stop to bless me, let the words of your mouth love and caress me. Let me be safe on the streets of your mind, because there's power in your love divine. Loving and growing my humanity. It's my path, it's my purpose, it's my claim. Living as a loving light, I'm walking my true name. It's my path, it's my purpose, it's my claim. So when I see you, I'll stop to bless you. I'll let the words of my mouth love and caress you. I'll keep you safe on the streets of my mind, because there's power in my love divine. Revealing and healing through our unity. It's our path, It's our purpose, it's our claim. It's our path, it's our purpose, it's our claim. It's our path, it's our purpose, it's our claim.
It is, it's ready for you. Good morning. Good morning. This is my first time up here. It's my first time up here, and we're doing something a little bit different today. Natalie and I talked about this before, and there's people all over this country of different. Closer, okay. She's over here making, okay. Of different, different languages, they come from different faiths. We had somebody playing a Ukrainian instrument today, and we have people from all over the world. In this area, we have a lot of people of Hispanic or Latino heritage. And in my other Unity congregation, we often, every week, we read the daily word in a different language and in English. So I'm going to do that today. This is not my first language, but it's a language I love. So if there's any native Spanish speakers here and I mispronounce something, please tell me afterwards, because it's been a long time since I took Spanish.
Yeah.
But especially in this area, we want to invite everybody to hear the beauty of the daily words that we receive. We don't proselytize, but we do like to share goodness and love. So that's the whole purpose. So you'll tell me later if I don't pronounce it right? Okay. La palabra de día, luz. La luz divina brilla desde dentro de mí y ilumina mi vida. Incluso en tiempos de oscuridad, hay una luz que brilla. Ilumina todo a donde llega y calienta todo lo que toca. Esta es luz de nuestra naturaleza divina, la esencia pura del amor, la paz. La luz divina no puede extinguirse, solo puede ser oscurecida. Cuando fieras oscuras de tristeza, dolor o discordia descienden, no necesito preocuparme. Solo necesito recordar que la luz del Espíritu sigue brillando más allá de las nubes temporales de la dispersión. No solo esta luz me bendice, es de dentro de mí, es mía para brillar de una manera que solo yo puedo. Si me siento desanimada, sin inspiración, regreso a esta verdad. Si las nubes de negatividad y duda están bloqueando mi luz interior, las despejo afirmando. La luz divina brilla desde dentro de mí y ilumina mi vida. La palabra de día, luz. Now, in English, for those of us who has that as a first language, the word of the day is light. Divine light shines from within me and brightens my life. Even in times of darkness, there is a light that shines. It illuminates everywhere. It reaches and warms everything it touches. This is the light of our divine nature, the pure essence of love and peace. Divine light cannot be extinguished, only obscured. When darkening forces of sadness, grief, or discard descend, I need not worry. I need only remember the light of spirit is still shining beyond the temporary clouds of despair. Not only does this light bless me, it is within me, mine to shine in a way that only I can. If I'm feeling discouraged or uninspired, I return to this truth. If clouds of negativity and doubt are blocking my inner light, I clear them by affirming. Divine light shines from within me and brightens my life. Let's say it together.
Divine light shines from within me and brightens my life.
Mom?
No more, no, haven't you noticed the patterns of pain in your past? The things that broke you, they also woke you to the questions you needed to ask. Sleepless nights, dizzying heights, and dreams, some of which came true.
Cynthia, I think you'll appreciate this as a teacher. I'm gonna take this moment as a teachable moment. Oh, had not planned this, but, so last week when, Amanda was in this spot and she was trying to get the volume up, and afterwards, we talked about that we want to, let me know if I'm wrong, but my feeling is that we want the music to be loud enough so that we can sing, but nobody will hear us. Right? So that's a good, yes. However, in the case of today, she had the volume on the computer all the way up. So I had to make an adjustment over here. So let me just say, there are so many ways that each one of you could do some sort of sacred service here at Unity. There are ways for you to be helpful. If you've ever thought, gee, I go there on Sundays and everything's all set up and everything's, great, and no. Let me just tell you, this is the formula. 10% of the people do 80% of the work. If we could somehow flip that formula, wouldn't that be awesome? Because we're awesome.
Yes, we are.
The board met on Friday and I gave them 6 pages of responsibilities that like 2 of us are doing. And so if it's possible, or let's do this, let's just say it's just an invitation. Just consider it. Just say a prayer about it, or do a little your meditation time. Just kind of, do I want to be a little bit more involved with Unity? Anyway, off the soapbox. Man, I gave a lot of thought to this message today. And in fact, messages often, for me, are not ready until 9 o'clock on Sunday morning. And that's why they might also sometimes seem like they're still not ready. Who here wants to be happy?
Sure.
Yeah, everybody wants to be happy. In fact, I'm going to need you to do my slides.
I'll do it.
Walt Whitman said, keep your face always toward the sunshine and the shadows will fall behind you. And that's essentially one of the fundamental teachings of Unity, New Thought, Ancient Wisdom, that we look for the good and we focus on the good. And more importantly, when the ugly stuff rolls around, we have a choice about what to do with it. Transmute that shit, and keep moving. So the title of today's talk is Shadow Dancing. The plan, and interestingly, like all week long, was, I'm going to talk about the light. It's the light. So I'm going to light this, and light that, and everything is light. And it hit me yesterday or the day before, I think I started talking about it on Friday, that, in a world of contrast, you really can't talk about the light without addressing the fact that there's a shadow with the light. I mean, you cannot walk outside with the sun shining on you without creating a shadow. And that's, the literal interpretation, but we're going to talk more today about more of the metaphysical. It was recorded that the master metaphysician once said, "I am the light of the world." Do you know what he said after that? "You are the light of the world." And then he went and flipped over all those tables of the money changers in the temple. You may not, so those of you who aren't familiar with the Bible, I'm talking about Jesus, and we really, 99% of what we read about Jesus is how perfect and beautiful, radiant light, forgiveness, love, all of that. But he went into the temple where there were people there selling things and stuff, and he just had enough of it and just flipped them all over. Was he pissed or what?
Oh, yeah.
So let's have the next slide here. Where there is much light, the shadow is deep. In this human experience, we cannot get by without a shadow. And so it's time, and this is my intention today, for us to be looking at that. And interestingly, guess where we find some of this shadow work? So we're going to explore that contrast between our beautiful, amazing light and then the shadow that is cast wherever there is light. And my goal, and I'm sure you'll let me know after if I don't reach it, is to shine the light on the shadow. And we had such a wonderful service last week. I don't say this to rub it in if you weren't here, but I want you to know Christina Morgan, who I've said a zillion times, she's a master with tarot cards, and she was here, and that's what she does essentially with us whenever she comes. She uncovers the shadow. She has us looking at the shadow, and she's so gentle with it and loving, and as I said, masterful. So here we have another. This is this quote. Goethe, "Where there's much light," and then the next one is Carl Jung. I love this. The shadow is the person that you'd rather not be. So I don't know if this isn't a great image here, and I know her boob is hanging out. I'm sorry, you don't usually see that on Sunday mornings, but you see there's like the shadow behind her that's holding a mirror. Shadow is that in us that we would rather not be. Carl Jung died in 1961, so we know that shadow work began long before that, if not even before Carl Jung. But today, I don't know how much you get on YouTube, just listening to spiritual stuff and let me just go out on a limb and say all legitimate spiritual paths, work, masters are having us look at our shadow and doing shadow work. And it's easy to admit and to see where there's shadow in our world and certainly in our nation. But the very fact that it's called shadow work means that we don't want to look at it. We repress it, we deny it, we hide it. And let me be clear, the shadow is not necessarily evil intent, though there certainly is that. I mean, we all know, we've all seen it. It's in the world. But when we're doing our own personal shadow work, we're saying, we're not evil. Okay? In fact, evil, even while we see it in the world, it's important that we recognize that there is no enduring source of evil. Like there is an enduring source of love and light. We know that. I'm getting God bumps. We feel that. But that which some people have identified as the devil or Satan or whatever, doesn't exist. There's no source of evil. There are just people who have forgotten who they are. They've completely gone and lived from the shadow. Any self-help junkies out there? Oh man, I started doing self-help stuff at a very early age. And you know why? Because life was hard and I was looking for some answers and for some guidance, some support and some help. In 1998, a book came out by Debbie Ford called The Dark Side of the Light Chasers. Did you know you're a light chaser? You wouldn't be here if you weren't. Or you could call, I know some people refer to it as a light worker, yeah. Or maybe an angel in an earth suit. We're all light workers. So Debbie Ford defined the shadow self as the collection of traits, emotions, and characteristics we hide or deny because they are deemed unacceptable. So does that bring any particular ones in mind for you? Can you think of any characteristics or emotions that really aren't acceptable when we're out in public and we see someone emoting in this way? We go, ooh, stay away from that person. There's judgment right away. Okay, I'll give you the answer. So, one is sadness. We don't want people to see our sadness because we're vulnerable in our sadness. Fear. We don't want people to see our fear because that is perceived as weakness. Insecurity. And the big one, of course, is anger. And that's the one I was referring to. When we see that out in public, we run the other way. But who in here has never had anger? Who in here has never expressed it inappropriately? Thank you. I'm not the only one then. Look, y'all, I gotta just say, I've been angry for the last year, 4 months, and 26 days.
You're not alone.
However, but let me just clarify, to be fair, okay? I've been extra angry for that long. But I've been angry for 62 years. And I could really relate, we read this yesterday from Ken's book here. So this is a quote from Reverend Ken Nagel. I'm disturbed by how we treat people of color, immigrants, the homeless in our cities, the disparities of wealth, access to health care, and the politics of division and hatred in our nation. And if I am honest, there are days when I feel overwhelmed, underwater, consistently behind schedule. Oh my God. Can I just take a nap here? And not good enough. And he said in my personal life, but I will add in my professional life as well. I want this to change, he says. I'm beginning to understand that I can't tinker around the edges and expect my world to shift. I have to break my old habits, my habitual thoughts, behaviors, actions, and inactions are keeping my pain in place. That's right between the eyes, isn't it? I think I have another slide about anger. And I love this because it is true that where's my buddy in clinical social work, Mary Alice, social workers for many, many years, and we called it anger, we called it a secondary emotion, which meant that we felt something before the anger, but it was an emotion that would have made us vulnerable or appear weak. And so we shifted to a more empowering feeling of anger. So what's under anger? All these possibilities: exhaustion, uncertainty, shame, guilt, sadness, worry, fear, hurt, overwhelm, confusion, jealousy. These are all legitimate shadow emotions on their own, but sometimes anger overshadows them. And I can speak from experience in saying that you cannot meditate it away. Jerry and I can both attest to that. We've done the whole, meditating for 100 hours in 10 days, went and did that thing and did it again and did it again and did it again and again. And somewhere I had the illusion within me that if I just meditated enough, I'll never get angry again. All my anxiety and depression will go away. Did you say not aware? Oh, that's so good. So let us put any of those illusions aside and know that it is our openness, our readiness, our willingness, and even our action toward uncovering, not just uncovering what we don't want to deal with, but celebrating it even. Saying, yes, I'm angry. It's part of my human experience. I'm not going to deny it, because to deny it makes me sick. So I said this to Colleen the other day. I said, every time I express my anger, and then, because I feel so righteous in the moment, and then I go home and then I have to sit with myself. And I realize that there's always room for improvement when it comes to how I express my anger. And I do believe it's probably very likely we never really get it done, folks. And we are told as well that we can't really get it wrong, because when we think we've got it wrong, it opens up a whole new something else for us. Always something. There is always something more. So real quick, I want to tell a story, not a story, but just my own experience with the shadow work, which I had never done when I started my path, my unity path. So in order to become a unity minister or any credentialed leader in unity, you go take classes. You got to take unity classes, and eventually you'll go to Unity Village. And every time I went to Unity Village, I was withdrawn, anxious, depressed, fearful, felt out of place, like I didn't belong, not good enough. And I still didn't, then they weren't really talking about shadow work. In fact, let me say this. In the curriculum to become a unity minister, there was not shadow work in that curriculum. But they would call it the hidden curriculum. So all the teachers and all the professors, they're all like, well, there is sort of a hidden curriculum here. People kind of come and melt down when they're here. And let me say, there's even in some of the unity literature, and they probably talk about this in all of New Thought, that there's something called chemicalization. When you're, at a certain level, and then you're kind of plunked into a space that's a little higher level of consciousness, and you're like, oh, how am I going to do that? I can't. It's not a conscious thing. Instead, it comes out in distancing, feeling not good enough, getting depressed, getting anxious, feeling not good enough. So let's not participate in hiding that part of our curriculum. It's there for us, and it's a gift. It really is a gift. In fact, I don't know whether, let me see what we got. Oh, I love this meme. You've probably seen it before. Before spiritual awakening, look how miserable he looks. He's getting stomped on. After spiritual awakening, he's actually stomping on himself. You see? There's a real, and laughing, because there's a realization that I do it to myself. In fact, real quick, let me, embracing your dark side is crucial for your growth. And is there one more? Oh, I thought I had the V's. Go back. There it is. In Unity, we talk about the 4 levels of spiritual consciousness. I'm going to go through this really quick. And victim consciousness, where, oh man, everything happens to me. Those people are so mean to me. Why do they do that to me? And the next level is, wow, I could take back my power. It happens by me. And the next level, vessel consciousness. I'm doing more spiritual work, and I'm realizing I'm a vessel. I can call it through me. I can call wisdom, power, and love through me. And finally, verity consciousness, which is that space where we know, there's really no separation. We're one, and it is me. It's me. So scroll back to the little guy with the boot on his head again, and it is me. So, and when we awaken spiritually, we never get angry again. Let me close. I would like to close with the lesson. It's actually lesson 61 from A Course in Miracles. I am the light of the world. To the ego, today's idea is the epitome of self-glorification. But the ego does not understand humility, mistaking it for self-debasement. Humility consists of accepting your role in the world. It is not humility to insist you cannot be the light of the world, if that is the function God assigned to you, and it is. You are the light of the world. It is only arrogance that would assert this function could not be for you, and arrogance is always of the ego. I am the light of the world. You are the light of the world. And so it is.
So it is.
Oh, no.
No.
You feel a burning in your chest. You know you're different than the rest. And sometimes it makes it feel like you could cry. When you're looking at the world through the heart that's on your sleeve, rather than your assailing eyes. And sometimes it scares you to death. And sometimes it stops you in your tracks. Sometimes it makes it feel like you're pushing for nothing. But then everything gets quiet and the world moves in slow motion. And that little voice inside you whispers, do something. This is your call. You're called to be the one who will inspire a mountain's turn to fire that shines brighter than the sun. And you will not waver, you will stand tall, you will be brave. You're gonna be the difference between loving and resistance. So hear me when I say, you are able, you're willing, you're strong. And this is your call, yes. This is your call, yes. You hear the thunder in your voice. You know you'll have no other choice but to open up your mouth and just let it fly. When you look down at your hands and you know the best laid plans are the ones that push you up from deep inside. And they'll try to make you believe that you cannot question what you see, that you should just lay low. But no one's ever sown a seed without breaking up the ground. And no one's ever made history by settling for status quo. This is your call. You're called to be the one who will inspire, climb mountains, turn a fire that shines brighter than the sun. And you will not waver, you will stand tall, you will be brave. You're gonna be the difference between loving and resistance. So hear me when I say, you are able, you're willing, you're strong. And this is your call, yes. This is your call, yes. So be the love, and love will be the change you wanna see. Wear what makes you feel good, take who you want to prom, and I will sit with you till there's liberty and justice for all. This is your call. You're called to be the one who will inspire, climb mountains, start a fire that shines brighter than the sun. And you will not waver, you will stand tall, you will be brave. You're gonna be the difference between loving and resistance. So hear me when I say,
I just have to say thank you, Natalie. I am always impressed with your vulnerability and your, I lost my other word, but I'm impressed by it.
Very good.
And, And now we come to welcome any new guests that we have, and I know we have at least one. Would you raise your hand if you are here for the first time?
Linda,
And everybody, this is Linda. We are delighted to have Linda. Let's all say hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
And we have a packet
No
for
pressure.
you.
Yeah, no pressure.
And Miss Dan. That's for you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So glad to be here.
We're glad to have you.
Yeah. And we come now to our Love Gifts affirmation, a time when we can give back to Unity and help with the ministry that is here. And we are delighted that we're able to do that. And Unity appreciates everything that you are able to give. So let's join together in our Love Gift affirmation. Let me move out of the way so I won't squeak, I think. Today I give freely without expectations, aware that as I give, I receive beyond measure from a benevolent universe. Today I open to receive what is being offered, aware of my gratitude and the love which radiates from my heart back into the circle of life. I am both the giver and the receiver of a loving Creator. And now let's have some music.
Holy light, thank you for my life. Holy light, thank you for my life. It shines so bright here and now. Here and now.
Yay.
Good morning, beautiful souls.
Good morning.
So this morning's presentation of Pop-Up Positivity is going to go off-road from the route we usually take. Here's why. About a year ago, as Unity looked forward to realizing 25 years of service to this community, we of course collectively felt the need to celebrate. So, let's have a party, some said. Let's have cake, said, well, everyone. And with that, our planning began. We're going to fast forward to the day of that, whatever that is, to the day of our anniversary celebration, where we found ourselves blessed with 2 different songs, each composed and performed by 2 incredibly gifted musicians, both members of our community. Ed Middlebrook and Brett Sanders. What an amazing day that was. Just a moment. Well, what happened next? You may be asking. Well, I'm a snowbird, so I went back to South Dakota. And while I was gone, a woman named Amanda Batterson joined us in Unity. When I returned last November, I met Amanda. We felt the connection, and I will not cry. We have built a treasured friendship. One day we were sharing with each other what Unity means to us. I recognized her sentiments and realized that she might deeply appreciate the lyrics from the song. Oh, no, you can't. She might appreciate the lyrics from the song that Brett Sanders had written for us. And she did feel those lyrics deeply in her soul. So for our positivity today, we're gonna take those lyrics from Brett's song, which were in Cheers. And the first page starts with, didn't know where I belonged. Okay, we're gonna use those words for our closing today. All right, here's the bad news, there will be no music. But don't let that stop you. This is our pop-up positivity. So Amanda is going to speak the verses. And we will all chorus together. You can sing, you can stand, you can twirl, back summies, whatever it is you feel like doing. Let Spirit be your guide. Whatever you choose for this next segment, I just ask that you do it with positivity.
Yay!
So to start us off on our group positivity adventure, make some noise for the brilliant and beautiful Amanda.
Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, everybody. Before I begin, I just would like to say thank you to each of you. I have been on quite the journey, and I have never felt so welcomed and valued in my entire life. So I'm going to get through this the best I can, and I'm not going to cry.
Too late.
Okay. I didn't know where I belonged in a world so broken. Could I just be me? Please, I'll let you be you. We're each a facet of the truth. Could there be another way to see the bigger scene and let love take wing?
We got that feeling. Unity. We give receiving. Unity. You pray believing. It's already yours. Unity. Find the good in everything. Unity. Be just who you want to be. Unity. Make the world you want to see. Open up the doors.
When I was young, my elders said to me that the price of finding home, sweet home, would be my individuality. You can dig a moat around the familiar and live inside that small reality, but I have found a place, a sacred space within each face, a divine reflection, celebrating our connection.
Unity! We got that feeling. Unity! We give receiving. Unity! We pray believing. It's already yours. Unity! Find the good in everything. Unity! Be just who you want to be. Unity. Make the world you want to see. Open up the doors. Unity. Gonna raise our frequency. Unity. Way beyond the boundaries. Unity of what our bodies can perceive and let our spirits soar. Unity. We got that feeling. Unity. We give receiving. Unity. You pray believing. It's already yours. Unity. Find the good in everything. Unity. Be just who you want to be. Unity. Make the world you want to see. Open up the doors. Unity. We're going to raise our frequency. Unity. Way beyond the boundaries. Unity.
sweetie.
That was actually pop-up positivity and our closing song for today. Thank you, Colleen and Amanda and all y'all Unitics. Yay! Yep, make it a great week, y'all. Love you.
Are we doing
Blessings.
Qigong?
Blessings. No.
No, okay. Namaste.
Something had to go.
Unity. Where are you?